not that short. So
And also, yeah, it's almost an hour. But the Battle of Midway is a very good short documentary
mhm.
um, from our buddy John Ford, who
Yeah.
happened to be on site at the beginning of this battle.
Yeah, well, he was one of a few, like, Hollywood directors who got, recruited to, like, work for the Army and Navy and, US Armed Forces to make propaganda movies and other such sort of, like, recruitment and training films and things. But I feel like John Ford being the guy that he was just like, "I'm just gonna make a documentary. Like, I'm not gonna" like, this is ostensibly a propaganda movie, but it is mostly just footage of a battle happening that he is in the middle of while he's shooting, and it's kinda bananas to see.
It is. I was shocked watching this movie at like the viscerality of the real life like
Yeah.
violence that was there.
There's, like
You're not seeing anything gruesome, but like
yeah,
it's harrowing. Like there's
right.
explosions and attacks and planes diving by and fire. It's it's a lot.
But it's like he's physically so close to the explosions filming them that like the shockwave, I think, or maybe just like the rough handling of the camera is like knocking the film out of alignment in the
Yeah,
camera.
which is like such a crazy effect. I thought it was a
Yeah.
mistake at the beginning, and then I realized it was only happening during the explosions.
Wait, I mean, it is a mistake. Like that's not supposed to happen. That's just like the camera is like ceasing to function because it's like being rattled by so much force.
Right. I was saying I guess I was saying I was thinking that it was like a mistake in the scanning of the film, but like
Oh, right. Yeah.
probably is not. It probably was. Yeah. Uh, that's crazy. I This movie also is in color.
Yeah, that is
It
huge.
looks
I feel like
great.
that's like really makes it really stand out from
Yeah.
like a lot of I guess there are those, like Netflix documentaries that are like, we compiled all the color footage from World War II in this, 28 season docu-series. But it's like it's pretty nuts to see like color 60 millimeter footage of World War II. Like it makes it feel much more immediate than I'm used to seeing World War
Totally.
II footage. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Like I some thoughts that came through while I was watching this were thinking about like the recency of it, right? I think that as I was a kid, World War II felt recent and urgent in a way because when I was a little kid, a lot of people who fought in World War II were still alive.
Hmm.
Now, that is not the case. There are relatively few people who fought in World War II who are still alive. So in a way, I feel like maybe this is just my perception, but in a way, it feels like
Hmm.
it's drifted into history just slightly. I'm used to looking at this stuff in the context of like we started in the 1890s, we started in the Victorian era, and now we're here,
Hmm.
right? And then I'm seeing these like, yes, that's a B-17 super fortress. It's a giant metal object that I can go to you know a museum and look at it and go like, whoa, that's a whole thing that was made recently. And yes, like you were saying, seeing it in color really gives it this like present immediate feeling that you are just
Hmm.
like not used to with a lot of World War II footage.
Yeah, just like seeing like people's sunburns, all of a sudden you're just like, oh damn, these are like real people that lived and died and were like a part of this thing. Yeah, like the you know the the red of the fire mixing with the smoke is just like it really adds a lot. Well, I mean, unsurprisingly, I feel like it's kind of maybe a little silly to be like, oh, it's in color, looks more real, but like yeah, I mean, I think also the fact that this is like so clearly just being filmed by someone who's like standing in the middle of this stuff,
Yeah.
that it's like not being shot from far away, that it's like John Ford was just like on a platform filming this stuff, like as planes were dive bombing around him and things.
Well,
It's
that's the
but
thing,
it's
right?
nuts.
It's like I've seen movie footage like this, but it does not compare honestly to the reality of what is happening in this footage. It like stuff that is constructed doesn't feel like this, where I think that
Mm,
like because this is so like verite, you know, it is so like in it. It's like the person holding this camera could just explode any second, right? Like
yeah,
you know that like while you're watching this, the people filming it were like literally in a battle, literally like they could have died any second, just like any of the soldiers around them. And like that, it really adds so much to the footage. I was really struck by this. I was
yeah,
also thinking about how you know, I'm not the most patriotic person around, but like, you know, when I was like seeing like a lot of the stuff of the boys fighting for the good fight, I was like, yeah, like look, it's an actual uncomplicated fight that is is not as ambiguous as every other war that the United States has been in.
mm. Yeah. I mean, in that sense, good. Good old World War II propaganda. Like it's doing its job well. But it's like it doesn't feel purely propagandistic. It does feel like a genuine, just like document of a thing that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the only thing that feels propagandistic about it is that it is like probably focusing on like the terror and the valor, and there is they probably caught a lot of footage of like suffering and death and
Oh
dismemberment
yeah,
that
sure.
they did not put in the movie.
Right.
uh
I'm still kind of surprised that this is like a recruitment tool, right? This is to be like, hey kids, like go join the fight in the
yeah,
Pacific. It's like this does not look fun. This looks terrifying. And
yeah,
like so, you know, I appreciate the level to which John Ford at least is, I'm sure he is sugarcoating it somewhat. Like I'm sure like the raw film reels probably have some nastier stuff on them, but like
yeah, they're like
it's
picking guys out of the ocean who had been floating without food and water for 13 days, and they're just like looking okay. They're just like smiling and walking around. It's like I don't know about that.
yeah, I don't know, who knows, maybe that was staged. Who's to say? Um Not me. But yeah, I think apparently John Ford had to like smuggle some of this footage like back to the States. I forget why. There's a Netflix documentary about him and Frank Capra and William Wyler and the other directors who went off to make World War II films that talks about that a little bit. So go watch that if you want to know more. But yeah, it's John Ford, good at his job. Who knew?
Yeah. One small note about this is that that you know, as fighter pilots do, they like put down like a notch or like a little painted thing on their plane for every other one
Hmm.
that they shot down, and they've got like Japanese flags on the plane, noting how many Japanese planes that they shot down, and the announcer goes 7 meatballs on his plane.
Oh my god, I missed that.
Which is like so funny. I,
It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm sure that's intended in a very derogatory manner, but it's so silly that it also is like hard to, I don't know, take it that seriously, I guess.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's
It
some
would be it
derogatory
would be
thing to it, but
very
like,
funny if they were Italian planes. I'll say that
right.
much. Even
That
though
would be
that wouldn't match up with the flag as well, but
right. Yeah, right. No, if they were shooting down Italian planes and they put meatballs on their like actual meatballs on, on their
with the little pepperonis.